Hey, 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 pavement pounders. How are you freaks? Harland here, and we got a great show today. Want to remind you to subscribe to the podcast. Please hit the subscribe button. And I want to announce a beautiful theater show I'm doing in Washington, D.C., the Howard Theater on June 22nd. Washington, D.C., just been announced. And go and get your tickets. I know it's a ways off, but it's going to be packed, and I never play up there, so that's why I'm so excited about it. Come on out to the Howard Theater in Washington, D.C. on June 22nd. And then lastly, I want to thank our song submission folks that have been sending in theme songs, and today we got another great one. I love it. It's rocking. It's Ben Pine or Ben Peein. Have you been peeing? It's Ben, P-I-E-N. He submitted this great theme song. It really rocks. So let's get into it. Today, my very special guest is my Aussie buddy, Jim Jeffries. Hilarious. Let's roll the show.
What is Epstein Island doing now? Are there just weeds growing over the houses and stuff like that? Is there anything going on there?
There's rides now. It's a theme park.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it got so much notoriety. Some developers from Dubai, Epstein Land it's called.
All right.
And instead of the swirling teacups, they have like the swirling S&M bondage chairs. Instead of the log ride, they have the dildo ride.
Oh, yes.
You can sit in it, and it comes down, instead of splashing, it comes down, it squirts everywhere.
You get strapped in.
Right, right.
Buckle up and hold on tight. Ain't no brakes, we can ride tonight. Lock it down, lock it up, lock it sideways. Welcome to the Harland Highway. The Harland Highway.
But the only context I want to do is that you were in the jungle,
I was in the jungle, yeah.
which you're not.
I'm not built for.
People don't look at you and go,
No.
Tarzan, Kazar, jungle guy,
no.
do you wear a loincloth?
I need more sunscreen than any other Australian that's ever lived.
Really?
Oh, and then bug spray and this and then, like every time they went cut, someone would come out and hand me an umbrella, and I'd be standing there in the jungle I was in a suit the whole time. So
You're in a suit in the jungle. We won't say what it is, but you were hosting some kind of a show.
I can say what the show is. The shows have been announced. The show's
what's it called?
We already started?
Maybe
okay,
not.
Okay, the show's called The Snake.
Surprise.
The Snake, and it's on Fox. And it's coming out, I believe, June 10th or something.
The Snake.
The Snake.
Before we go into... Well, I wouldn't laugh at a reptile or an amphibian if I were you, guy. They're poisonous.
They
hide.
I think I got the voice because of the job because of the accent. I think I may be the first Australian game show host in America, right? Game show host. I can't think of another Australian game show.
Pat Sajak was an Aussie.
Was he?
Yeah,
He
was from way out south of Cairns.
Oh right, out the back of Burke.
Yeah,
yeah. That's.
You didn't know this?
Did you ever done the Wheel of Fortune celebrity edition? You ever had a go?
I didn't have a go.
I did it once, and I met Pat Sajak, and I had to solve a puzzle that was so long, and to this day, I've never heard this saying. You can Google to make sure, because this is the only time this saying's ever happened.
Yeah.
So it's meant to be an idiom, a common phrase.
Yeah.
And the phrase that I was working with, that's the best pineapple I've ever had in my mouth.
That's not common.
No, and I'm like, what? And so I was picking letters, and I was getting on the letters, and I'd already picked up the $1 million thing, like I was playing for a million at the end. And I was like, and they were like, okay, Jim. And I'm like, I'm going to keep going. There's more money out there. And I'm trying to make it funny. But the truth was, I was like, I don't know what the fuck the answer is. So I was just panic spinning, right?
Yeah.
Can I have an L? And there's some L's going P. And like the whole board was covered. And I could sort of see some words and all that type of stuff. And I had a joke answer. You know, there's always the funny sort of Twittery joke answer to a quiz. And I had all the letters for that's the best prostitute I've had all month. Right? Yeah. Which I thought, that'll go viral. But I was doing it for charity. So I thought, don't blow the $1 million chip just for a laugh.
Yeah, but even down and out people need a prostitute now and then. Come on, Jim. Yeah.
So I rolled bankrupt, and I had the biggest sense of relief because I went, I don't know what this is. I was like, yeah, so I got out.
But wait, what was it? How's the taste of pineapple?
That's the best pineapple I've ever had in my mouth, or I've had in my mouth.
You could have had a whole panel of Hawaiians on that show, and they wouldn't have got that.
No.
That's not a saying.
No, because
what did they think that was like? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Yeah.
Like, that's a common saying.
Yeah.
What goes around comes around. That's the best piece of pineapple I've ever had in my mouth.
That's the best pineapple I've ever had in my mouth. And it took the whole border, and everyone was looking at me like I was an idiot. And I sort of had the word pineapple, and I was like, my mouth? So anyway, I didn't get it. And Tiki Barber, the football player, he went on to win the whole lot. So
well, because what's his name? Tiki.
Yeah, he would have fucking known.
That South Pacific pineapple.
True that.
That all mixes. That's called symbiotic energy, Jeff.
Yeah.
Jim Jeffries.
Jeff Jeffries.
I did celebrity. What's it called? What did you just say? Wheel of Fortune. And it was the dentist edition.
Really?
Because I went to dental school when I was in college.
Yeah.
And the clue for mine was, and I won it. I think I won $6,000 for my charity.
Okay.
And the answer was, my sister's gingivitis smells like shit.
Oh, yes. Very common saying. Very common.
Yeah. So that was good. I got to send some money to some kids.
Yeah. I was helping out foster care kids. That was what I was doing. Pat Sajak, it's funny because he doesn't really talk to you before you walk out there.
Yeah, because he used to be Australian. They had to tempt, because he used to say, "Would you like to buy a vowel?"
Yeah, like to buy a vowel.
And
that's not a vowel. You'd say that's not a vowel.
This is a vowel.
Yeah. They'd go, "I'll buy a vowel. Which vowel will it be?" And they go, "An L." And you go, "It's not a vowel."
Yeah.
That's
not the only L I want to hear is the L in Wolf Creek.
Yeah. Or L McPherson.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I tell you what.
Here we go. Are you gonna tell me you pounded McPherson?
No.
Did you bend her over a photocopier?
Not in this decade.
Dude.
Anyway, but
here we go.
So there's a show called the 1% Club. They have an American version. I think John McHale hosted it, and Patton Oswalt hosted it before.
Okay,
right?
Patty.
Yeah. And I host the Australian one. And one of the clues, and they're all IQ questions, and one of the clues was say what you see type of thing. And then there was like a letter L, and then there was Big Mac or something, and then some fur, and then the picture of the sun, right?
Okay.
L, Mac, fur, son.
All right.
Right? And the question was, what famous model do you see there, right? No one, 100 contestants, no one under the age of 40 or 35 knew who the fuck Elle Macpherson was. They all just got knocked out because they'd never heard of her.
Well, that's because these guys are out in the fields, like doing crops and milking the cattle.
Right.
What was the name of the show?
The 1% Club.
Yeah. I mean, they're busy making milk.
Well, I think it's because when you get old, you just get forgotten. Right?
Yeah.
I had to go. She was the girl that lived with Joey on Friends, who was the dancer. And then they went, oh, we know her.
Oh, yeah. What if they just did a picture of her bent over a photocopy machine?
Then they'd know.
Then they would have made... Because I look in your eyes and I think you might have pounded her.
Not on me.
Over a photocopy machine.
Not on me best day. I can't get the top Australians. I can't get the top ones.
You just got that look in your eye, though, guy.
I can't get a Kidman or a Robbie or a McPherson. No, I can't get them. No.
So you're telling me you've never bent Elle Macpherson over an Xpon X52 inkjet printer and Powersmith there?
Over a fax machine, yes. Over a printer, no. But no one uses fax machines anymore, so I didn't want to confuse your audience.
I know, but I saw something.
Yeah.
You talked about foster children. You mentioned the term foster children.
Yeah, because after the beer.
Yeah, the beer. And you'd strike me as the kind of guy, before you would foster a child, you would drop kick a child. Is that accurate or no? Am I way off?
The same child or a different child?
Like a foster child, like a loser. Like the
Right.
one that, like a rescue dog. They're the losers.
I get one and I go, this one's no good. Give me another one. And
Or
I
would
take
you
it
just
back.
drop kick it? Like, what would you, like, I feel like...
I could regular kick it. I couldn't drop kick it.
Okay.
I'm just not coordinated enough. It's not that I'm anti. It's not that I'm anti. I just don't have the coordination.
But you would kick a kid.
It's hard. Like a drop kick. Is there any drop kicks in American sport? Because that's a rugby thing, a drop kick.
A
right?
drop kick is like a martial arts move.
Okay, no, a drop kick. You know what a drop kick is in rugby, right?
Yeah, you're running and you kick the ball, and then the guy, like in rugby, yeah.
No, a drop kick. The ball actually has to hit the floor. Like you drop it, it has to hit the floor, and then on the bounce you kick it.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
So that's like, and if you do that and you get it through the post, you get some points
I see.
during the game. So you can drop, but you can't just regular kick it through. So a drop kick is that in rugby.
Well, baby kids bounce.
I'm just saying it's hard to do a drop kick. You have to be really coordinated. So I could just, if you
But a
put a
kid-
foster care just on the ground where I could go up like a soccer ball
Yeah.
and just give it a good swing, then you got something.
What about a chubby, like a fat kid with a bit of meat in his ass? You drop him, he's gonna bounce up at least 3 inches,
True
and
that.
then you just.
True that. But I
Dude.
feel like they're being kicked enough at school. They don't need it at home.
I know, but there's something that burns deep in your eyes that tells me that you want to drop kick a fat foster kid. And if you don't want to talk about it, great, we'll move on.
I
but
mean, I'm hesitant to bring it up, but yes, I would. Yes, I would. Of course, I would.
and this is why, folks,
I'm not made of stone.
right, and this is why I do the Harland Highway podcast, because Jim, you're going to notice all through, I have this intuition.
Yeah.
I read my guests.
Deep questions.
And folks, by the way, welcome to the Harland Highway podcast. Let's play the theme music. My very special guest today, Jim Jeffries, is here. World-renowned author, comedian. Oh, I decide what your credits are, not you. Has peaked, has crested Everest twice.
Oh, I thought my career had peaked. Yes, many times.
Yeah,
Many
his
times.
career's peaked, but he crested Everest twice, did Kilimanjaro twice.
Yeah, I'm on Monjaro. That was a different
He
thing.
did
yes.
Manjaro. And just a TV guy, writer, producer. Welcome, Jim.
Thanks for having me, Harland.
Oh, dude, thank you. This song went out rather quickly. I didn't want it to end like that abruptly.
It's nice. Where did you get the song from? Did you write the song? Did you get something
I got
Is
it.
it a famous tune?
I got it specially made by Lady Gaga. Made it for me.
That's nice
Yeah.
of her. In between making the Joker movie that didn't do well and doing that,
Yeah.
she made you a song.
Yeah. Why is your name Lady? Which is very dignified. A lady.
Oh, lady.
And then Gaga.
Like a baby.
It's either a baby noise or you're choking on a zucchini or you're.
So it's an oxymoron. It's a baby versus an adult, I guess.
Wow, we come back to babies.
Yeah.
Would you roundhouse Lady Gaga in the face or in the throat? You look like you would.
I'd have to meet her. I'd have to meet her face to face before I could make that decision.
Before you kicked her?
Yeah, before I could, because I don't mind her music. I don't listen to it. I've never paid for it. You know, I've never. But if it's on Spotify, I'm not angry.
Well, you seem a little tight.
Yeah, well, I'm not. I'm not over the moon about it. She's got what song? The Poker Face.
Poker Face.
Poker Face is one.
Yeah.
And,
Would you poke her face? Like if you had a stick.
Oh, with a stick.
Would you like poke her right in the fat, stupid? I mean, would you poke her in her face? Or
No, but I would do it in the back of her head. Just
okay.
Like if she was in the way. Oi.
Yeah.
We're at a concert. She's standing on top of a chair, too tall. I can't see the stage.
So what I'm getting from you, Jim Jeffries, is you're here today to rewrite the music.
Yeah.
Poke her back of her head. Poke her back of her head.
Poke her back of her head.
Dude. You mentioned snakes earlier. Talk to me about snakes. What's your experience? You're in the jungle in a suit.
In a suit.
Did you see any snakes?
I didn't see any snakes in the jungle. I saw lots of bats. And I thought I was in the jungle in Iguazu, next to the Iguazu Falls.
Iguazu. That's a Spanish word?
In Argentina. Yeah, it would be Argentinian or they speak Spanish, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
What does that mean before? I can't get too far into it. If my audience doesn't have context, they don't understand a lot.
What does Minneapolis mean?
It means tiny apples.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True, little apples.
Everyone knows that.
Guazus, they got the falls. They're like bigger than Niagara. Really big falls they got there. And Guazus where Brazil and Paraguay and Argentina meet. And it's the number one place for them to run drugs out along the Piranha River.
Oh, wow.
It's called the Piranha River, man.
How do you say it?
Piranha.
Prana. You're saying prawn like Australian prawn.
Piranha. Like piranhas.
Yeah, you're saying prawn.
Little meat-eating fish.
It's piranha.
Piranha?
Yeah,
Okay.
but you're adding in the prawn.
Prawner.
Yeah.
Prawner and bread
That's
with some
wired.
mayonnaise.
Yeah, it's wired India.
So
okay.
They reckon that because that little river's international water, all the cocaine comes down through there, and not one of the three countries want to do anything about it. So people are freely going, and that's how they get it out of South America.
Wow. Have you ever snorted the coke? And if you don't want to talk about it, I can look it up. I already know the answer.
I have, but I don't want to get in trouble, I don't want to get in trouble. But I have, yes, I have.
Like big piles of it or just little lines?
Little lines of it. Never a big pile.
How long ago?
Oh, today's
Whoops.
Monday.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's been years. It's been since my eldest boy was born. When
Yeah,
my first son was born, I stopped that. And then when my second son was born, I stopped drinking.
I know, but when you said what's today,
Yeah.
I think that
was an
lets them
implication.
know that
Yeah.
are you jacked right now, like hammer jack?
I'm not super bad, no.
How many
2 less and 1 more.
letters are in the alphabet? See, I didn't. You just immediately went for that.
Yeah.
That's not what I was asking.
Yeah. 3, 20 something. It'd be 20 something.
Dude, you're hammer jack.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey everybody, have you ever woken up with a weird, funky symptom like an itchy eye or a weird rash or a cauliflower growing out of the back of your neck or just something weird, pains, joints, hurtings? Booking a doctor appointment can be daunting. We all know that. And it's not fun, but thanks to Zachdoc, there's no reason to delay booking your doctor's appointment. They make it so easy to find and book a doctor who's just right for you. Zachdoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors and click to instantly book an appointment. Stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to Zachdoc.com/Harland to find an instantly and book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/Harland, ZocDoc.com/Harland. Get on it today. Get rid of that broccoli and get better. Get checked up. ZocDoc.com. This is great.
I'm being told off by a Canadian for doing drugs, man.
Yeah.
Must be hard in Canada, the cocaine, to find it.
Well, it's
Just with the snow.
The
everywhere.
snow,
It's
yeah.
just hard
People walk around all winter just sucking in the snow, and their biggest thing is they get salt burn.
Yeah.
because they put salt on the snow up there, and,
Yeah.
and some of them get
What part of Canada are you from?
nosy.
Yeah.
Toronto.
Toronto. I
Yeah.
like Canada. I've done a special in Canada. I sell better in Canada than I do in the States. I've always been fond
What?
of I do.
Oh, that's because you're part linked to the Commonwealth.
I know we have that Commonwealth
Yeah.
thing, the
The
Queen,
the money.
what she's up to.
Have you ever? And this could be even.
We don't give you tariffs.
Yeah, but I want a good tariff.
Australia and Canada are tariff free. We negotiate with each other. We give you a kangaroo pelt or one of those scrotums that you can keep money in from the kangaroos, and you give us that little thing of maple syrup. We're all good, man.
I'd love to get slapped with a tariff.
Would you?
I don't know. There's something sexual about them.
Like that you're just buying something from overseas and it's dirty.
Yeah, just like I want to. I don't want to be taxed. I want someone slap a tariff on me.
Yeah. Terrific.
I was hanging out with Scott and Daniel. We were having a coffee recently over at the Perth coffee shop.
Oh, yeah. Scott and Daniel, they didn't know my brothers.
Yeah, your brothers.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know
Yeah.
you knew this. All right, Scott
Yeah.
and Danny, yeah, Scott and Danny. Yeah.
Who did you think I was talking about?
I was amazed that you knew. Okay, so at the Perth coffee shop, yeah, all right.
Do you know any other Scott and Daniels?
No, I don't. That's I was surprised already. I didn't
Well,
even know. Okay, so Scott and Danny, yeah.
Danny got a day off from the riot squad.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
everything was a little quiet. And
That's him, yeah.
we were sitting there. Well, if you're going to laugh. I mean,
No, I think it's very good, very good. I'm both honoured and slightly creeped out that you knew that. I must talk about myself too much. Okay, carry on.
Jimmy, if I'm going to hang out with you as a bud,
Yeah.
I ain't ignoring your two older brothers.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So
They're older. I was buds with them before me and you became this thing.
True that. True that.
Dude, don't be selfish.
All right.
It's me. It's Harley. Don't do the Satan laugh.
All right. It's my normal laugh, man. I've never had it referred to as a Satan laugh.
That's all devil.
Oh,
That's 666.
I've had people say it's not a great laugh. But
Well,
I think
probably God.
I think you got to have a comedy laugh, right? Like Eddie
Well,
Eddie
there's
Murphy
comedy,
had
and
his,
then there's soul searing.
and then
Satan.
Jimmy Carr. Oh,
Well, is that a laugh or is he orgasming? Because he's like, and then he just his eyes sort of roll over like a rodeo clown.
I think it is a laugh, but I think it's also probably the same sound as when he orgasms. I think
Yeah.
they're probably in the same pool.
Yeah. I heard him in a Shell station once in Bakersfield I don't do glory holes,
Yeah, yeah.
but there was one.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked through it because I guess there was one that went through all the stalls. It was
Right.
like a centipede glory hole.
Right, where people can go each other sides, or
Right.
one really long dick can go through all of them.
Right.
And then
Or
you,
that.
you could come in halfway through and lick half a shaft, and then someone else could have the head through the other hole.
Whatever turns your tinsel tits.
Yeah, true that.
Or whatever the saying is on Jeopardy.
That's
whatever
the best
tur-
tinsel tits I've ever had in my mouth.
Yeah. But I looked through, I heard this noise. I thought one of the doors was like, right? And I looked through the glory hole, and there was Carr getting greased by a Bakersfield truck driver hauling frozen veggies up to Fresno.
Was he still wearing a suit?
Yeah.
Or was he in casual clothes?
It was a suit, but the pants were down about
Right.
to the knees.
Right.
And he had a leather belt, looked like camel skin.
Yeah.
But that laugh, that orgasmic laugh.
Oh.
Yeah. Did you just...
Yes.
Amber, can you bring a rag or a paper towel?
This is an Amber Alert we're having.
Yeah, Amber, are you okay?
I'm all right. So you're having coffee with my brothers?
Yeah, so we wanted to know. Thank you. If you would, before we talk, that's Amber, by the way. If you would just clean up your car. God, Jim. Thank you.
I didn't want to make it weird. I'll take that back for continuity.
Yeah.
For continuity.
I felt like suddenly I was in your bedroom when you were 13. That little pile beside the bed. I was talking to the bros. Once and for all, can we tell the world what a marsupial is? Please.
A marsupial is an animal that has a pouch.
Right.
I'm right about that, right? A marsupial
Yeah.
is a pouched animal.
But if you could tell them, like I know.
Well, yeah, like a wallaby or a kangaroo or a quokka.
A what now?
A quokka.
A Betty or just a regular?
Have you a Betty quokka?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a quokka?
I've seen a Betty quacker.
Quokkas are the best animal.
What is it? Is that like a duck with a lisp?
No, a quokka is like it looks like a kangaroo, but it's the size of a soccer ball, and it has like a rat's tail, and it lives on an island just off the coast of Perth called Rottnest Island, which the Dutch found, which stands for Rat Nest Island, and they take selfies.
Say what now?
They're not scared of humans,
Yeah,
so they take very good selfies. You can go up to them.
the quackers.
I'll get you a quokka.
If there's a baby quacker,
Yeah.
what would its parent be called?
I don't have the Wi-Fi. You have to put quokka in your phone. I'm not
No,
connected.
thanks. I'm straight.
Well, what happens with the baby quokkas?
If there's a baby quacker,
Yeah.
if it's breastfeeding,
Yeah.
what's it breastfeeding on?
I don't know. I because it's the same as a kangaroo. I've never seen a kangaroo, and we bottle feed them.
True.
Oh, geez, I got to have my passport back. I'm not quite sure.
It's a mother quacker.
It's a mother quacker. Mother quacker.
You know what? Hang on.
You going to bring a quacker up? You got one down there?
Do another one.
All right.
God. God, dude. It's a dirty mother quacker.
Sorry about that.
Okay, and so they've got pouches.
Yeah, pouches.
I've never heard of the quacker though. I'm going to put a picture up.
Yeah, put a quacker selfie. You'll the cutest animal you've ever seen in your life. Number one animal on earth for cuteness.
Really?
No animal's closer to the quacker.
Wait a minute.
The quackers. I'm a big champion of the quackers.
What about veal? Like a baby cow?
I didn't say they're the tastiest animal on earth.
Right.
Baby cows, of course.
They're cute.
Veal, yes, and lamb. The younger the animal, the better the taste, isn't it? No one wants mutton. You just want lamb.
I mean, I want my food with placenta still on it.
Yeah.
Forget peppercorn sauce.
Yeah,
bring me
a stillborn cow.
Yeah.
While the bones are still, you can bite into them.
Right.
In a hot dog bun.
They're not fully formed.
Like a lobster roll, but a stillborn cow.
Yeah.
Yeah, lovely.
Like a veal roll.
Yeah.
Oh.
With that, yeah.
Oh, I'm salivating.
Yeah.
I feel like Cujo right now.
Yeah.
You ever see Cujo?
Cujo is one of those things that I've heard about my whole life and I've never seen. I know it's a dog with rabies.
He's got rabies and he's just drooling profusely and there's like mustard pus coming out of his eyes and it's like when you talk about eating a rolled up cow in a bun with bones that aren't even formed yet, covered with placenta dip.
Oh, yes.
Dude, I can't help but go full Cujo on your face.
Of course. Lovely. You might need that. We'll make a pile. That way your assistant won't know which one's yours and which one's mine. It's less offensive that way.
Oh, I just carred. I accidentally carred, bro.
To the people listening in the car, go home and watch this on YouTube. It's far more entertaining right now.
Listening in the car?
Yeah, to the podcast.
Wait, now they're confused because I said I carred and you said they're in the car.
Yeah.
So what is it, guy?
I listen to podcasts in the car. I'm a car guy.
Have you ever listened to Jimmy Carr in the car?
I have, yeah.
Does that disqualify them? And so suddenly you're like Wonder Woman and you're driving an invisible nothing?
Have you ever noticed when you say Jimmy Carr's name really quickly, it sounds like the word Jamaica?
Jimmy Carr, Jimmy Carr, Jimmy Carr. Yeah.
Jamaica.
Or
Jamaica.
Or
Jamaica.
Or jicama, that vegetable.
Yeah, jicama.
Jicama, Jimmy Carr. Well, more Jamaica.
More Jamaica.
He sounds more like a tropical island than a root vegetable.
When you meet him, he's far from a tropical island. He's probably the opposite of an island that's got a whole lot of black people who are really cool.
Yeah, he's more like an Epstein Island, I think.
Yeah.
Like a big one, like the big advanced one.
Yeah.
Um,
What is Epstein Island doing now? Are there just weeds growing over the houses and stuff like that? Is there anything going on there?
There's rides now. It's a theme park.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it got so much notoriety. Some developers from Dubai, they've developed it into like a ride theme park.
I know it's got a runway, so you can get in there.
Yeah.
You can get in there.
Epstein Land, it's called.
All right.
And instead of the swirling teacups, they have like the swirling S&M bondage chairs. Mm-hmm. Instead of the log ride, they have the dildo ride.
Oh, yes.
You can sit in it, and it comes down, instead of splashing, it comes down, it squirts everywhere.
You get strapped in.
Right.
Yeah.
They have the roller vibrator.
Do they have anything Beatles reference, like after their manager, Brian Epstein?
Oh, I think they have the
just as a side project?
I don't know about that.
Yeah. They should, though. Try to work that in. All the famous Epsteins.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's two.
Who was the second?
Oh, Brian and Jeffrey.
Wait. We know Jeffrey. Who's Brian?
Brian was the Beatles manager.
He was?
Yeah.
And it was Jeffrey's brother?
No, I don't know if they're related.
Okay.
But he was a homosexual man from Liverpool. There's got to be something in that. There's got to be some type of theme you can get going with that.
What does a homosexual from Liverpool sound like? Like, I know in England you've got Cockney accents, you've got proper Queen's English accent.
You know, like a Liverpool accent, it's all up here, you know, like, calm down, except you go like this, but I like cock. That's the only difference. That would be the only difference between a heterosexual and a homosexual Liverpudlian.
What's he say?
I like cock would be the difference. Because he would be more into that.
Can I try it?
You'd meet him at that Bakersfield gas station. He'd be there all day, you would.
Do you mind if I have a stab
Give it a
at
go.
it?
Give it a go. Give it a go.
What was it? Just so
there's nothing cultural to me.
Yeah.
I lived there for a bit. I don't, you know.
So what was the line?
I don't identify as Liverpudlian.
Okay. What about pug?
I do identify as pug.
Okay.
I have sore joints, and people like to have me in their house for a small amount of time.
God. I don't know where pugs came from. To me, it's like a loaf of bread and an accordion had sex. And while they were having sex, someone walked up and slapped it in the face with a canoe paddle.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I see a pug in the street, Jim Jeffries, and I don't know which end is which. I was at the dog park the other day. I fed a pug a carrot, and it screamed.
Do you think that the pugs, before they were domesticated, where did they hang out? Where did they live? Did they live in like warrens?
I think
Did
they
live
lived
in
behind
fields?
doors.
Why weren't they eaten by bigger animals?
They
'Cause
were
I feel like
hiding.
if you're a wolf,
Okay, maybe I am.
I would eat a pug like an apple. You know,
Yeah.
you'd get straight in there. They just look so meaty and easy to bite. If you're a wolf, I reckon a cat could beat a pug.
I think a hummingbird could take one.
Yeah.
I think
How
that-
did they survive in the wild?
Well, here's the thing. They hid behind doors.
Oh, okay.
Because
That's why they're
no
all
one looks
squished in.
behind their faces were constantly getting smashed.
squished in.
They're like nature's door stoppers.
Yeah.
Like, dude, those faces. I mean, they look like a Beverly Hills plastic surgeon's dumpster. There's so many wrinkles in there.
They look like the offcuts from a lipo
That's
surgery.
right, yeah. It's the meat they cut off from all the Beverly Hills housewives.
Hey, how much weight did you lose? A full pug.
Oh, yeah.
I lost a family of pugs. Yeah. A pug here, a couple of pugs here.
I lost a litter. cut off the whole litter. Oh, my God. So there's a marsupial.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you even know this.
Okay.
There's a marsupial that lives amongst us here in almighty America.
Yeah.
I mean, we're Australia, Canada.
I thought we had all the marsupials. What American marsupials?
I'm going to give you a moment to think about it.
It could be one of those Beverly Hills women again with a pouch.
Maybe. You've probably seen one.
A pouched animal. Do they live here in LA?
In LA. You've probably had some on your property.
Oh, possum.
Bingo.
Possum, because we have possums in Australia as well. So,
yeah. Bingo.
We have possums in Australia that like can fly and shit.
What? You have flying possums?
Well, they're gliding. They have like webbed things, so they jump off a tree and then they.
Yeah, those
down
are.
to the next
Aren't
tree.
those like flying squirrels?
Yeah, but they're possums. We have the possum version of them.
I wish every country had a flying something like. I wish Canada had flying grizzly bears. Like they just climb a tree and fly, but they're like half a ton.
I have a Canadian friend. He's always showing me videos of bears going through his bins.
Through his what?
Garbage bins. He's
I thought you said his beans. I'm
yeah,
like,
his beans probably too. You ever like? I would be very afraid to see. Everyone always goes to Australia, right? They always go, "Oh, I don't want to go to Australia because of all the snakes and the crocodiles and this and that." I think Canada's far more dangerous.
Can I tell you a story about
Sure.
that pertains to that, my guy?
Yeah.
My guy. I used to be a forest ranger up in northern Canada.
Right.
1 week we were out there. I was one of the foremen, so I ran the camp. It was a bush camp. We had 20, 30, 40 guys in there. 1 week, me and another guy were loading logs, just throwing them into the back of the 3/4-ton pickup. My buddy tossed one right through the back window. You know, the back, here's the driving wheel behind you, there's the back window. So one of my duties was, we were so far out in the bush, we had our own garbage dump. It was about 4 miles away. It was just a big pit, and we would dump all the garbage there. It was ours. There was no one else out there. So I'm used to going out there all the time in the pickup truck. I got all the garbage. So this night I'm going out on my own. It's like sunset. I back up to the pit. I got all this garbage. I'm about to get out and start dumping, and I've seen a lot of bears. This was the biggest black bear I've ever seen. He just comes up. He was in the pit, comes up onto the back of my rig, climbs up to get the garbage. And I'm sitting there going, oh, cool, I get a bear show. And then about 15 seconds in, I went, I don't have a back window anymore.
Oh.
There ain't nothing between me and the biggest black bear I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And dude, I'm not kidding. I hit the gas and that garbage and that bear rolled right out into the pit. It was like one of the bodies falling in Schindler's List into that pit. It was just like, dude, that was pretty scary.
Do you know that black bears...
Here we go.
No, I found this out recently because you're a Commonwealth folk. We're
We're Commonwealth. Is that a bad thing? Is that a class or status thing?
I think it's just... I think now it's a nothing thing, but I think it's a nice thing to have, like, we do reciprocal things with visas and stuff with each other, you know, like Canadians can travel a bit more freely through Australia than an American can and stuff like that.
But when you just called me a Commonwealth folk, I just felt like my notch go up a little higher than lowly Americans and Canadians.
But the word common is in there.
But wealth.
Wealth is also very good, yes.
And wealth came second, so I consider myself a Commonwealth folk.
So you know all those guys that stand out the front of Buckingham Palace and they can't move their head and they can't smile.
They're called guards.
The big furry hats.
Yeah.
Furry hats are black Canadian bears.
Black bears.
Black Canadian bears. I only just found that out, poor bastards.
I knew that.
Can't they use a synthetic type of wool for that? Why?
I think they do now.
Yeah.
I think they do now, but traditionally it was always a black bear hat.
Yeah.
And what's got to piss the bears off is that they're high.
Yeah.
Like that's a whole clump of.
That's a
bear.
leg. That's a leg.
That's a leg, maybe a black bear ass cheek.
Yeah, an ass cheek, a shoulder.
Yeah, maybe or a hide.
It wouldn't be a head though. Not enough on the head to do a hat.
It should be the head. Imagine they just had like a severed bear. They're guards. That would keep me out of the palace.
And also put the severed head, the bear head, the other way around because they're only allowed to look forward.
Right.
They can't protect you if things are walking behind them.
Right.
Put some eyes in the back of your head.
Dude.
Change. See, that's the whole thing. I always thought with those guys, they have to look that way. Look straight forward like that. If you come here or here, they can't get you. They can't see you.
Well, they can see if suddenly you turn into an airline attendant. What's this you're doing?
No, I'm just saying if you're the guard and then people start walking in this angle or this angle, you can't see them because you have to look forward.
See,
if I worked personal security, I'd look around a bit like this. I'd do this. I'd do that. I'd look up a bit, check the other advantage points. These guys are just fucking protecting this bit.
See, this is your story, Jim, and I see the lane you're going down. But to me, all I saw was suddenly you're an airline attendant showing me where the emergency exits are.
Or the guy who waves you in.
Yeah.
All the technology, you think the wave in guy is still useful?
So as a little tip, before I answer that, as a little tip, because we're communicators, James Jeffries.
Sure.
I think you've got to, before you launch into, your Marcel Marceau tirades.
Yes.
You should determine in your head as a communicator where you want your story to go and what you want people to interpret it. I did it, didn't I? Fuck. Okay.
You didn't think far enough ahead.
Dude.
You messed up your own
fucked
premise.
myself, dude. I became an airline steward. Fuck. You know what?
As soon as you started doing that, all I was thinking was, the exits are in the rear.
Jesus. And here I am preaching to you. And I did my own.
On your podcast.
On the Harland Highway
It is your podcast.
I want it to be yours.
Well, I like the sign and all.
Yeah, what about the name?
Yeah, Jeffrey's Highway, Jim's Highway, Harland Highway. I'll keep it at Harland's Highway.
Okay. Thanks. Oh, sleeping on a dream. Brooklyn bedding, my guys and gals. Got a mattress from them. Wow. Like rolling around on cotton candy and clouds, and it feels great. Less lower back pain for me, who's a racquetball player, and I'm loving it. So Brooklyn Bedding has been around for 25 years, known for top-of-the-line comfort and quality without the luxury price tag. We don't want that luxury price tag. Brooklyn Bedding really has something for everyone with different firmness options, heights, and dimensions to fit your freaky lifestyle. Go to brooklynbedding.com and use my promo code Harland at checkout to get 30% off site-wide. This offer is not available anywhere else. You have to use my promo code on the very last page of checkout to get this discount. That's brooklynbedding.com and use my promo code Harland for 30% off site-wide. brooklynbedding.com, promo code Harland. My promo code. Mine. Sweet dreams. But yeah, so we got the possum.
Yeah,
and
possum.
that's a North American marsupial.
Okay, so the North American possum isn't as cute as the Australian possum.
No, I
It's
agree.
a violent-looking animal.
It looks ratty.
But my wife says they eat ticks.
Yeah,
That's good. Don't want ticks around.
they like ticks. They like tacks.
Oh yeah,
They like Tic Tacs. They have shit breath.
yeah.
So
Well, not
thank
after
them.
they have the Tic Tacs.
Yeah.
Tic Tacs, they still going strong. I haven't seen someone pop a Tic Tac.
Oh, they're
in
going
years.
menthol strong.
Are they?
Yeah. Good
but-
question.
Because you remember you used to hear people walking along with
Oh,
Tic Tacs.
I used to pop them like acid.
But I used to have them
Yeah.
all the time. But you
Yeah.
could always hear the of the person
Oh
walking
yeah, you
along.
could hear them like tic-tacking.
Yeah, not only have I not
Yeah.
seen someone eat a Tic Tac in the last decade, I haven't heard someone walk past me with Tic Tacs.
Yeah. It's
They
almost
used to
like
be
a
a co-
shaker. Yeah.
There used to be a constant noise. Also, when was the
Yeah.
last time I was in Argentina? I started stepping in dog shit again.
Oh, isn't it great?
Right? Yeah. I
Oh.
haven't stepped in dog shit in 20 years. My son, who's 12,
Yeah.
has never stepped in dog shit. What
That's
type
wrong.
of childhood is that?
That's wrong.
Yeah, because people pick it up. It used to just be in the streets
Yeah.
everywhere. People
Dude.
with Tic Tacs and dog shit all over the place.
Yeah. Well, here's what's interesting about you're gonna like this because now we're getting into science.
Yeah.
You're walking down a concrete sidewalk.
Yes. Okay.
You got a
pavement.
plastic thing of Tic Tacs in your pocket,
Yeah.
right? Your shoes are making contact with said pavement.
Mm-hmm.
The viscosity and the thickness of the concrete
Mm-hmm.
reverberates up the leg, causing the Tic Tac.
Yeah.
But then suddenly, like the pads between your vertebrae, the vitriolic pads or whatever they're called, you step on the dog shit, you create a spongy pad between your shoe and said hard surface, and suddenly it becomes like a silencer on a gun. The Tic Tacs won't clack because now it's that stuff. They're sinking. You're getting a little like shock absorption. This is science, guy.
Did you just come up with this, or you saw this on like MythBusters?
This is the way my mind works.
We need to get Tic Tacs and dog shit to test this.
I've got both in the fridge.
Good. What type of dog?
Rottweiler. It's they give some of the biggest
Some
loaves.
of the biggest ones.
What
but I
would
don't
you
know if
like?
I want something with a bit more sponge to the poo.
Hold on, Saint Bernard.
No, the bigger dogs are softer the shit. You need something with a bit of bounce. A medium size Labrador poo.
Yeah,
Labradoodle.
because it's brewed in a lab.
Yeah.
Chihuahua shit won't work. It's
No.
almost a chocolate Tic Tac.
It just trips you over. It just
Yeah.
makes you slide. It's the banana
Yeah.
of shits.
Yeah.
Banana skin of shits.
Yeah, but I'm with you, guy. I miss the days where you go out and you risk the chance
Just
of
step in.
leaving like chocolate ghost footprints down a roadway.
Yeah. And you'd go to school and you'd go, someone smells like, and then that horrible feeling
Yeah.
when you realize it's you.
It's you.
Oh, no. And then you'd get a stick and you'd try to scrape it out. I remember I bought Jordan 4s, right? Air Jordan 4s.
Oh, wow.
Because when I saved me money up as a kid.
Yeah.
And because Jordan 1s had the little ridges in the soles. They
Shit
were
collectors.
They were no good for dog shit, Jordan
Yeah.
1s. No
Yeah.
good for dog shit.
Oh, yeah.
Jordan 4s with the little circles
Oh.
in them. poke a stick, the shit falls straight out.
Oh,
you can
yeah.
rinse it off with a hose.
But those holes are like shit suction cups.
They are.
That's like an octopus reaching out of the ocean,
They hold
grabbing a loaf and pulling it back.
They hold a lot of shit, but they're very easy to dispose of the shit.
Yeah.
So as dog shit shoes go, Jordan 4s.
You could almost scoop them out.
Yeah, very good.
Like if you had a cocaine spoon, that'd be perfect to
Very
like
good.
scoop.
I'll tell you, Converse no good for dog shits.
Yeah.
Converse, there's too many ridges and stuff. No good for dog
Well,
shit.
I'll show you the worst for dog shit. Take a look. This is what I wear a lot.
They're
Wooden
perfect
cloth.
for dog shit.
No, look, no tread. I step on a labradoodle or a collie shit. I'll slide through a neighborhood for about 2 hours.
Yeah, but the speed you get to places fast.
I know. And sometimes I'll put one leg up and pretend I'm Gumby. Like I'll just slide around like
But
Gumby.
these were built to stand in muddy fields.
I know, but
So
dog shit, the viscosity of
it's
dog
different.
shit, it's got chicken, pork, and lamb in it. And so you're gonna slide. Those are oily animals.
Out of all the animals, because I've stepped in lots of different shit, cow shit. What's
Yeah.
your favorite shit to step in? Out of all the animals.
I think I gotta say moose because it goes right up to your knee and it looks like you're wearing a boot. Remember those boots that Pretty Woman wore?
I've never seen a great big moose shit.
Oh,
They're big,
remember
aren't they?
Julia Roberts
I
had
do-
those
oh, yeah.
thigh-high boots?
I remember those.
You step in a good moose shit with raspberry seeds, and it'll come right up to your high thigh, and it looks like suddenly you might as well be in Milan.
Least favorite human, I think. Shit, not least favorite human, but out of all the shits.
God,
I'm a very self-hating species.
who do I hate?
No, I'm just saying, like, what shit would you like to step in the least? I'm going human.
Oh, human.
Yeah.
I think an albino.
Albino?
Because I feel like it would be glowing, and I'd feel like I was stepping on ghost
You
shit.
don't, yeah, you think their poos are
I
as
think their
white as their
poos
skin
as
and
white
their
as
hair?
they are. It has to go because it's going
Or
through.
as pink as their eyes.
Well, I guess if their eyes are pink, their a-hole's probably just as pink.
Yeah.
I would think their shits are white as Casper's forehead.
Do you think they also have mostly white food diets? Like they're eating a lot
Oh
of
yeah,
basic
albinos.
mac and cheese.
I've seen an albino eat light.
Just a sandwich with no filling, just 2 bits of
Oh
bread.
yeah. I was out in the night one time with a flashlight, and I just suddenly there was a mouth gobbling the beam right to I had to run. The albinos love white.
That makes me wonder. Okay, out of all the physical disabilities that we have in the world, I reckon.
Well, I don't have any.
No, not that we have, but as
Well,
a
you
unit,
might.
as society, we've had a lot of dwarf comedians, a lot of cerebral palsy comedians.
Yeah.
Have we had an albino? I'm trying to think of an albino.
Whitey Johnson.
Oh, Whitey Johnson.
Yeah.
Whitey Johnson.
Yeah.
And was his name ironic or?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And Johnson was a pun because he had a big white dick or something?
Yeah.
That was the whole thing?
Yeah, and he also had a fishing boat with an outboard motor on it. A Johnson 9.5.
Mm-hmm. And what was the name of the boat? Too Much Sun?
I don't know if he had a kid.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what. Here's where we run into problem. What do we call this, Jim?
That's the arch.
Right.
Right.
Or the dog shit clog.
Oh.
That's when you said you're sitting in class. That's where the dog shit would get stuck in here. It would scrape off when you're walking, but the log would squish here, and that's where it would
That's
stick.
the dog shit catcher.
And you become Johnny Shitstorm.
And it would look like a flat sole then.
Right.
Because the dog shit would spackle in that area.
That's exactly right. It would cock in, and then you're sitting in geography class, and everyone's going, "Who's the Arizona shitstorm in here?" And then you put your foot up, and boom.
In Australian schools,
Here
rather
we go.
than
Like they had schools in Australia.
rather than picking up the dog shit, they used to have grates out the front of the classrooms, like metal grates that you would scrape your feet on.
Oh
before you
yeah,
went to
yeah.
class.
Like people who live on horse ranches, they have that. Yeah.
We had dog shit grates out the front of our classrooms.
That's great.
It is great.
That's dog shit great.
Yeah, but like rather than just go from now on, society will pick up dog shits. We go to the other degree. Here's how to get the dog shit off.
No word of a lie, Jim.
Yeah.
When I was younger, me and my cousin, we used to walk around with golf clubs, and we would look for piles of dog shit,
Yeah.
and we would just Jack Nicholas those things.
Yeah.
We'd line them up, and we'd just slam them.
You'd be the brown bear.
We'd slam them and shit splat them onto people's walls, cars. We would just we were hitting them like we were at Pebble Beach. We just splattered them, man. It was great. You know, kids can't afford the driving range.
No.
So you go out hunting for logs, puppy logs.
Society's missing a beat on this.
Yeah.
We could have this all back again.
Can I ask you something though? Because you like girls, right? You're not a Cockney. What was it earlier? A Cockney homeless.
I like them enough.
Yeah.
I like them enough. Yeah,
But-
I've been a fan over the years.
How much do you like them? Because this is what turns me off of a girl.
I like them enough that over the years I've given some of them houses.
Yeah.
So that's pretty. I must like them a bit.
So you're dating homeless women?
Well, they would be without me. Some of them would be, yes.
Okay.
Yes, thank you for asking.
Thank you for giving them houses.
Yeah.
You're so compassionate, Jim.
I'm really helping out this problem in LA of the homelessness.
I got a thing about the home. I'm going to bring that back to something we just talked about. But before we do, there's two things that'll turn me off a woman like that, Jim.
Right.
And I want to hear what you think. Flats. You know, the shoes with no arches.
Yeah.
You put a woman with beautiful long leg and flats.
It makes their calves not look as nice.
Goodbye, sexy.
But also sneakers.
Gone.
Sneakers still look good. It's the flat ones, the plimsoll ones.
Right. It's just those little flat. They look like Japanese rice slippers.
And you're like, why? How is this even better than bare feet?
Yeah.
What is this protecting you from the ground in any way?
Nothing. And it takes all the shape out of the leg.
Yeah.
So that's one.
Look, I'm willing to overlook that, but I can see your pain. Yeah.
Well, let me add the second one, and we'll blend them.
Okay.
The second one is when I see a beautiful woman bend down and pick up a dog shit.
Yeah.
I'm done.
What, like in your pants done, or you're just done with
No. Yeah, thank you.
There you go.
God, dude.
I'll have one as well.
Yeah. Oh, what? I don't think you're supposed to do that. You're supposed to get a fresh one for that, I think. Yeah. But I'll tell you, Jim, when I see a beautiful woman, leave it on the ground.
This is the fresh one.
Yeah, that's a freshie. Leave it on the ground.
Leave it on the ground.
You did all the makeup, you did all the hair, you got the Lululemon pants.
Yeah.
You look like a model, you look beautiful, and I watch you bend down and pick up a steaming loaf of British Bulldog shit. I'm sorry, it's gone. And if you're wearing flats, you might as well not have even been born.
Yeah, but if she's wearing the Lululemons, she's not going to be wearing high heels with the lemons.
She should.
No, the yoga pants. You got to wear sneakers with the yoga pants. You can't be wearing a plimsoll. But like the yoga. Do you know Lululemons? That's Canadian.
It is?
Canadian. And the guy, I found this out about him. A huge brand. He's a bit racist.
And didn't he also go off on fat women? I think he did a whole thing where he said Lululemon isn't for fatties, and he lost tons of business.
Well, I think you. Well,
What's the racist
you don't,
part?
You don't. Well, he
Imagine if you're a fat black woman trying to get in Lululemons.
He named it Lululemons because he thought it was funny for Asians to try and say.
Oh, how would they say it?
Well, Ruru, you know, they find L's hard to pronounce.
Lululemon.
Yeah.
Ruru. That's a long way to go for an Asian joke.
I'm with you. And Asian women look really nice in Lululemons. The irony isn't lost.
Oh, they look really nice.
Yeah.
What did I just say?
You said they look really nice, but you did it in a Canadian yoga pant owner's store way.
Lululemon.
Yeah. Check it out. The guy said in interviews, he's like, I think it's funny that Asians can't say it very easily. But I tell you what, he makes a hell of a yoga pant.
Yeah.
It's been a game changer. I sit down there near the Air One near my house and watch them all come out and get green drinks. And thank God, God bless you, Lululemons, all the work you do.
Yeah.
And I actually like them picking up the dog shit.
You do?
Yeah, they bend over.
Yeah, but I mean, do you want a dirty Sanchez with your friend? I mean, their fingers.
I'm a married man. I'm not going to be running off with these women anytime soon. I'm just enjoying the dog shit picking.
When did you get married?
I've been married for Oh God! This is my fifth year wedding anniversary.
That was one of the fastest flashes I've ever seen. Like either hold it up and be proud or take it off.
So this hand, my left hand, gets a ring and a watch and does nothing. Useless. Okay. Can hardly pick anything up. My right hand does all the work, does everything I need in the life. Right? I masturbate with it. I pick things up off shelves. I cook with it. I do everything. Wipe my ass with it. And this one gets to look beautiful and it does nothing. Useless thing.
You don't do anything with that hand?
Oh, it helps the right hand. It steadies things.
Have you ever tried the other things?
It holds a fork while this one's doing the knife.
Have you ever tried the other things with that hand that you mentioned?
I can't reach completion on my left hand. I could when I was younger, but now, not at my age, no.
Can you wipe your arse with it?
I can, but I don't think I do a great job.
It'll leave a skid?
Yeah, I might get my ass clean, but then I've left some up my back. So, robbing Peter to pay Paul, right?
So you rubbed a skid mark all the way up your spine.
I'm not coordinated enough.
Right.
I'm not coordinated.
Wow.
And then I check the because the only way to check is to check the next bit of paper. Yeah. You keep wiping until the paper's clean. That's why blind people, that's why they smell bad, the blind. They never know when they're done.
Yeah, right. Right. So you're telling me toilet paper tells a story? It's like each piece is a cliffhanger to the next.
I think if toilet paper is the mini series of papers, it's like, it's a limited series. Yeah. To 6 episodes, like 6 pieces, and then the last piece is just sort of the end of the thing where you go and it's over. Unless there's that bit that's still ducking out, that you've snapped one in half, you got a bit left. Right? Yeah. And if it's that bit, that's a to be continued.
Wow.
That's a full series. That's a season 2 coming up later on in a couple of hours.
I didn't know you were such a writer.
I am. Thank you for asking.
Thank you for asking. Wow, dude. Circling back to the homeless thing.
Yes.
And by the way, thank you for trying to help solve it by buying houses for people.
Yeah, I do. I do what I can.
But we live in the richest place in the world, yes. United States, biggest economy in the world. And you've seen it, Jim. I know it breaks your heart. Even though you punt small children through goalposts.
True, drop kicked.
I know that you have a soft spot in your heart, as we all do, for the homeless. And now they're living in tents.
I'll tell you how to get rid of the homeless. Right?
Okay, please.
This is how you fix the homeless problem. You got to move to somewhere really cold where it's hard for them to be homeless, right? There's not many homeless in Denver.
Oh, there is.
That's the reason we have so many homeless here in California is the weather's delightful. I blame the weather.
Well, wait a minute. Let's dissect this. Uh-huh. You ever seen an Eskimo?
I have seen an Eskimo or an Inuit.
Where do they live?
Well, they live in igloos, stereotypically, but they probably live in houses now.
Which is they build their houses, so they're homeless.
Yeah.
They're living in the cold place in the world. They don't have a home in the morning.
You ever seen a legit
But then the sun starts to set, suddenly they build a house. So they're homeless.
You ever been walking around Canada and seen an actual igloo where families in an igloo? I've only ever seen them on film. I've traveled the world. I've never seen I've never seen an igloo in the wild. I
haven't been that far north.
Yeah.
But it's sort of as a counter rebuttal to what you said about them the cold people being homeless.
Yeah.
They are homeless until the sun starts to go down, and then they build a home, then they move, and then they build another one.
I always feel like being homeless begging for money and that sort of stuff feels like more work than having a job, right? It seems like pretty hard work being homeless.
Yeah, you see these guys out on the exit ramps. They're out there all day in the scorching sun, and they only make a couple of bucks every handout, I bet.
Yeah, no, it seems like tough work.
You could put in those same hours under a roof, like
building igloos.
An indoor igloo.
Yeah. Have it in your house. That way, you could save money on pesky things like refrigeration. Yeah. You wouldn't have to buy a refrigerator because your home's already the right temperature to keep things cold.
Yeah, and if you die, like Gene Hack,
you'd stay around for a bit. See, Gene Hackman really upset me because I thought he was already dead. And so now I had to go through that pain twice. The first time I thought he died, and then the second time.
You thought he was sort of like a zombie?
I didn't. I thought he died 10 years ago.
Oh, you thought he was one of those celebrities that was gone.
Yeah, I thought he was gone.
Oh, so you'd already mourned.
Jim. I'd gone through the 7 stages.
Oh.
And then I had to go through them again. And for his wife that I didn't know he had.
Yeah.
And the dog. There was a dog that died as well. So
and then didn't she die and he was wandering around the house for 2 weeks?
He had dementia. She died. He had dementia. So he just was lost and confused.
And the house must have stunk. He was probably walking around the house for 2 weeks, pulling his shoes off, going,
exactly.
Did I step in dog shit? Or is somebody dead? Where's my wife?
The dog was in a cage type of thing, so the dog didn't get fed forever. So that died. The dog died as well. Quite a sad way to die.
Well, for the dog. I mean, think the dog's in a cage and there's 2 piles of meat laying there.
Yeah, ready to go.
And one's an Oscar winner.
Yeah.
An Oscar winner pile of meat. That could have fed him for 6 months.
I reckon towards the end there, Gene Hackman would have had a lovely, tender sort of jerky sort of taste to him.
Oh, yeah.
He would have been, he would have been marbled like a bit of Wagyu.
Oh, God. Hackman Wagyu.
Oh.
Hackman Scallopini.
Yeah. In Santa Fe, he was living. The temperature would have dried it out just beautifully.
Oh,
just
dude.
Beautifully.
Almost smoked, like smoked Hackman.
Lovely. Next to his wife, offsetting the flavors.
With capers on it, little capers and a bit of Dijon.
Yeah. And just something simple. Don't overcook it. Don't overthink it.
Let
just
it smoke.
Some nice bread or something. Bit of salad. Lovely. Lovely. You don't have to smother it in sauce or nothing like that.
Dude. The way you describe Hackman. Almost like I can taste him right now. Oh, wait.
I'm just doing this one now. I did my mouth on the last one.
But that would have been a bit of a necrophilia one because he's laying there helpless.
I am who I am.
Yeah. Well, my last thought, my way to solve the homeless problem, and I put this into practice, Jim.
Yeah.
We have the homeless living in tents, human campers. How do we solve it? How do we help them transition? Technology is where we turn to solve problems nowadays. I went on my laptop, ebay.com. You can buy anything you want. I found for $320 a full head-to-toe black bear costume.
Oh.
So now, when the moon is full and the stars splash across the midnight sky, old Smokey suits up. I get down on all fours. I crawl down the sidewalk, my bear claws clacking on the urine-soaked pavement. I get right outside the human campers' tents, and just as the Oxycontin nightmares and the crystal meth night terrors are kicking in, I'm like, and they're gone from my neighborhood.
Yeah.
What have you done, asswipe?
Well, they come to my neighborhood. They move down the hill because they're up the hill here. They move down the hill to where I live.
Oh.
And then that's how I have to deal with them. Not fun.
Yeah.
Not a fun thing.
It's
not something I'm proud of. But gasoline and a match.
Yeah. I don't even know if you need the gasoline. And I'm not trying to be mean to homeless.
No, it's just I burned my house down.
Oh, I thought you were lighting the homeless on fire.
No.
Because they've got a lot of oils and...
Not after what happened in the Palisades, no.
Yeah.
I often think that about my career. If I was more successful, I would have moved to the Palisades and lost everything.
Yeah, and you probably deserve that.
Yeah, so it's lucky I am where I am.
Well, I would have liked to seen you lose everything.
Again? And again?
I really would, and that's from the heart. Jim, let's do our last segment. We go back to the shoot.
We were in the last segment.
Didn't it go fast?
It did go fast.
It goes fast when you're...
What a joy it is to hang out with you, sir.
Isn't it a bloody joy?
It is a joy. You're a very funny man.
Sorry?
I said you're a very funny man.
Yes, I've never heard someone sing that.
Like when someone says, "What's he like?" I go, "He's very funny. He's a funny man."
I don't want to push you, but I've never heard someone sing that sentence to me.
Was I sing? You're a very funny man. Da-da-da-da-do.
Thank you.
I think that's the theme song to I don't know what that is.
Ben and Jerry's ice cream.
Yeah, Ben and Jerry's ice cream.
So this is called Words from a Wooden Shoe, Jim Jeffries.
Words from a wooden shoe.
It's an authentic Dutch clog.
Yeah,
Inside are random words. You reach in, pull one out, and see if it connects to a story in your journey in life, to you, someone you met.
All right.
And this is our final bit right
I'm
here.
doing it with my left hand to give it a bit of love.
Yeah. Wow, you never used that hand.
Bad celebrity encounter.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, I've had a few.
Wow.
Geez, I've had a few.
Bad.
I've had a few.
Well, let's hear. Do you have a top one? That's a top look.
Let me think. I recently did a charity function, right, in Malibu when I was working for a charity for EB, which is a terrible condition with the skin blisters outside. Terrible condition. Right? EB, kids have it. It's a really.
That's for real?
Yeah, look it up. It's a very good charity to help out.
It
right?
just sounds awful. Yeah, EB.
But anyway, I was there and I was the opening act for. I was the opening act, and the closing act was Pink.
Oh wow!
And Pink was on after me, and I went on, and I went, what are you having a dirty comedian on before Pink? You never go dirty before Pink. There's not enough cranberry juice behind the bar for everyone here, blah, blah, blah. I did a lot of anal jokes.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, the charity is also, kids get this condition. So there's a lot of kids at the charity.
They love anal jokes.
They love it.
Yeah,
They love it.
Especially the albino kids.
The albino,
they love
he
the
was
Pink.
laughing the
He loved
most.
it, yeah.
He was way at the back in the show,
Yeah.
but he was enjoying it.
Yeah.
And so I did that. And then afterwards, I was just sitting and Pink went up on stage, and she apologized for me to the audience.
No, she didn't.
She did. She said, "I'm sorry about Jim Jeffries and what he said," and then said, I don't know how his wife puts up with him. My wife was very. Once my wife heard this, she was a nightmare to live with, knowing that Pink doesn't approve of our relationship.
No. Really?
Yeah,
What?
but then afterwards, Pink came up to me and apologized and went, "I'm so sorry. Can we be friends?" And I said, "We can." And she hasn't called me since. So what type of friendship is this?
Dude.
This is
When does an artist call out another artist? I could see it if it was like the chairman of the Chamber of Commerce for Malibu, and he goes, "Well, I have to apologize." But for an outspoken, like party girl, like cutting edge artist like her, she gave you grief?
Yeah. I was too offensive for Pink.
That's crazy.
She was very nice afterwards in the end, but it was a bit weird. She apologized for me. Other than that, what else? Me and the podcast I do called ATM with Amos Gill. Right?
Is that a disease as well?
It means at this moment, but it's also a porn search that means ass to mouth. I found that out afterwards.
Oh, like the human centipede.
Yeah, ass to mouth.
Okay.
Anyway, so me and Amos, I said on a podcast that I thought it was funny at Trump's inauguration that the Village People played and all these far right wing Christians and stuff are all dancing to the YMCA, which is a song about having sex in the showers, having gay sex
at the YMCA.
At the YMCA.
Yeah.
Well, I got sued by Victor Willis and Karen Willis. Victor Willis is the cop from the Village People.
The cop?
Yeah. You're not allowed to say the Village People have gay overtones anymore.
What about it? Undertones?
Yeah, they said a cease and desist. I'm not allowed to say that the Village People. And I said, what about in the Navy and Macho Man?
Yeah.
Macho Man's got homosexual overtones. Come on.
Yeah.
Body. Gotta work that body, baby.
Body.
Body.
In the steam bath. Body. Pink body. Tender body. Yeah, I don't know all the lyrics, but.
Everybody wants to be a macho man. Hey.
Albino.
Hey. Macho. It's. I tell you what. After having a cease and desist letter sent to me from the Village People, I have to tell you, I listened back to all the Village People. the songs are bangers, right? The
Yeah,
songs
they're
are
good
bangers.
songs.
But
I don't rage often, but when I rage, it's to that stuff.
Yeah, you go. All right, they're fun. They're still getting, they're still getting played at school dances. Where my son goes to, they were played at school dances that I went to, right? So since the 70s, they've had longevity.
Well, you went to that all boys boarding school, right?
Not to my knowledge, but I black out a lot of bad memories.
Blackout bad memories, blackout memories.
And so I said, what about Macho Men? Is that one gay? And Victor Willis's wife Karen, who I was on the phone to, she said that's just about men working out in the gym, right?
In the steam room in the gym.
There's no women in the song, and she goes, women didn't work out in the gym in the 70s. She might have me there.
Yeah.
I don't remember the 70s very well. I was born in 77, so I can't tell you a lot about it.
Yeah, you're right.
But she says that the women didn't work out till Jane Fonda, so I was just being misogynistic and homophobic by implying that the Village People's songs were gay anthems.
You're lucky Pink wasn't there.
But I tell you what, so TMZ picked up on the story, and Harvey Levin, who is the head of TMZ, who's a gay lawyer, he's
gay?
He's gay. He interviewed Victor Willis from the Village People, and he went, hey, I think the songs are gay as well. And Victor Willis went, there may be some overtones, maybe some double entendres.
You're off the gay hook.
What are you bloody suing me for,
You're off
Victor?
the gay hook, guy.
I'll tell you what, to Victor Willis, right, and to Karen Willis, who sent me the letter. Victor, okay, maybe Victor's songs aren't gay, but I'll tell you this, he never wrote a song called Karen, did he? Never wrote a song about his wife. And the rest of the band, I'll tell you for sure, the construction worker and the biker, they had to be gay, those two. They had to be.
Well, you've never heard the song Vulva.
Yeah.
I love vulva, delicious vulva.
Yeah.
I can't get enough of sliding in and out of vulva.
Vulva.
You know, I mean, you don't hear
I want to come inside a vulva. Vulva. And there's never like...
You don't get it.
It was never like, young man, if you're short on your dough, go home to your parents or go home to your wife.
See a counselor. Get help. You're going to be all right, kid. Yeah. Instead, it's like, go to the YMCA.
You can get yourself fit. You can have a good meal. You can do whatever you feel.
Yeah. You want to hear a real...
And then when Victor said to me, he goes, that song's just about playing basketball. That's what he said to me. Doesn't mention basketball once.
Yeah, I think you're
It never
off.
goes, you might score a big three. You can have a layup.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you feel. Except for bumming. Young man.
I think you're off the gay hook.
Yeah, I think I tell you what, when I said that the Village People were gay anthems before Victor Willis went after me, I had no pushback from the gay community. The gay community seemed to be okay with the Village People.
I think they get it.
But I think what's happened is I think the Village People, now that they've got all the right-wing people following them and all the Trump supporters, and they're back in the charts because of Trump doing that dance. And that dance does look like Trump's wanking off two cocks.
What's he doing?
He does that, wanking off two cocks.
Oh,
right?
wow.
So
I might have to sue him now.
I think so. He's making
He's
making the songs very salacious.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see. You got off the gay hook. He's on the gay hook.
If they took me to court for it, I was going to spell out "not guilty" in there.
Oh yeah. Flight attendant way.
Yeah.
You might be preaching to the choir, guy. You want to hear something?
There we go. So there's to say that I didn't cheat me thing. There
I might residually be a member of the Village People. You're looking at a guy.
Really? Which one were you?
Who, no word of a lie.
The Mountie.
Nope. I did a movie called Down Periscope. And for the credits, it's a movie about a submarine.
In the Navy.
For the final credits, if you watch the movie, they got the Village People and they brought them to our submarine, and I had to dance and sing and be in the video they recreated in the Navy, and I was in it.
And that song has a lyric that goes, "We need more seamen." I didn't think I had any more.
In the Navy, you can wipe your fingers in the Navy. That's quite a pile, guy.
I've had a good time.
Did you have a good time here? It looks like you had.
This may be the happiest I've been on a podcast in my whole life, Harland.
I think so. Before we go, ladies, Jim Jeffries. This is your
I
moment.
have to go back and watch you dance in the Navy now.
You got to watch it down Periscope. Go on YouTube. I'm not even joking. Me, Rob Schneider, Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah.
We're up. They choreographed it. I'm up there dancing with the Indian, the cop. It's one of those moments you go, I couldn't believe. I grew up in Canada in the suburbs watching that stuff on MTV.
Yeah.
And now here I am on a submarine in San Francisco in the harbor.
Yeah.
They've got the song playing on loudspeakers, and they're telling us what to do, and I'm jumping around with all the village people, people that are suing your ass.
The people in San Francisco must have been very offended with that.
Oh, no.
No,
I think that was the day Pride Week started.
Oh, okay.
Week.
Yeah.
Jim, before we go, tell the folks where they... By the way, Jim, amazing stand-up comedian. You got to go see him. Tell them where they can see you, any of your projects, your podcast, everything.
I got the ATM podcast, which you just put ATM Jim Jeffries in the podcast. I got coming up in a couple of weeks, I'll be performing in Las Vegas at the Palazzo Theatre. And also in the week after that, I'll be at the Vic Theatre in Chicago recording my next Netflix special. So come along to that. And apart from that, watch The Snake on Fox coming out this summer. The Snake.
Jim, I want to say congratulations because you're one of the comics that a lot of comics get specials, but over the course of your career, you sort of have one every year or two, and you have this continual flow of prolific. Your writing's always fresh and new. You're fantastic, and congratulations. And thank you for being on the Harland Highway podcast.
Anytime you want me on, brother, I've had a hell of a time.
What are you doing this afternoon?
Next week.
Liar.
Yeah.
Folks, that's it for today. Thank you for being here. Jim Jeffries, check out his Instagram, his website. Go see this man. Go listen to YMCA to this man. That's it for today. Until next time, chicken chow mein, baby. Wow. Hey, everybody. How would you like your very own personal video message from me, yours truly? It's your birthday, it's your anniversary, it's your graduation, or you just want me to make you laugh? You get to pick the topic you want me to discuss, give me some talking points, and off we go. You can get it for yourself or get it for a friend. It's super easy and fun. Just go to the Cameo app on your phone or to cameo.com. And I record a custom video made just for you or your loved one. Your very own personalized Harland.